Okay, this is Young Lee Jr. I'm here at Impact right now. So I'm interviewing Mr. Antonio. He's from Illinois. So without further ado, I just want to give him a good shout out. He actually had a great performance earlier today. So it was very successful, man. I appreciate you, man. So I just met the gentleman here on the first opening day. And he was very genuine, man, so something different. So we're going to get into it, man. So Antonio, man, just introduce yourself, like where you from and what school did you go to and all that stuff.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I hope the beginning of this video didn't catch me, like, because I was definitely with my mouth open right there. Man. But, yeah, man, I'm Antonio Crossley. Let's see, I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Been doing music since the age of 3. And basically, music is kind of like my life, man, my go-to, man, just for anything that I'm going through. That's how I express myself. And I grew up playing music. First started playing drums in church at age 3, playing percussion just in various churches all around the Chicagoland area. And over time, that led into high school, and I was in the drum line. And over time, that led into me embracing myself as an artist, as a full musician, as a producer, and a composer in college. So, like my man mentioned, I'm in my 3rd year of college. I'm a junior right now. I go to Illinois State University, and I met him at Impact, man. He's such an amazing guy. Ronnie is such an amazing dude, and he's definitely just inspiring me with the work he's doing with his channel. So we met each other here, and let's see, man, at ISU, also I'm a communications major. Yeah, I'm a mass media major, and I'm also a music therapy major. And my goal for music therapy is to allow people to realize what music really does to them. You know what I mean? Because music really affects everything we do. Like, if you know it or not, like everything we do, music is really almost at the forefront, subconsciously there. And basically, I want people to know what music therapy is, and I want people to know how to use music to better their lives. So that's kind of my goal and my purpose for life.
Okay, yeah, you kind of answered one of those questions, because I was going to ask you the next question is, what inspires you to do music? Okay. I just want to, since you kind of answered that, I just want to say this. So what made you be, like, consistent? Like, are you consistent with the music as far as, like, writing every day? Like, what is the process? What would you, like, for an artist that's coming up in any inner city and they want to be successful, and they, not only, I'm just saying that as a religion, they just want to be successful, what advice would you give them?
Okay. First, I'm going to go back to the inspiration question.
Okay.
My number one inspiration, man, is God.
Okay.
Honestly, I really want to give shout out to God first, man. He's the head of my life. Like, God is everything to me, bro. Like, he's the reason why I'm doing music. He gave me the gift of music, honestly. And I thank God just for this gift he's allowing me to just share with the world. So that's my number one inspiration. And my goal is, put it like this. So God gives everybody gifts. Everybody has a certain type of gift that allows them to be different or differentiate themselves from other people, right? And God, or Jesus Christ, he is the ultimate gift. So we were all given different gifts to help share the ultimate gift, which is the gospel, which is Jesus Christ, And basically that is my gift, which is music. So my inspiration is to, honestly, man, use my gift to kind of like, this might sound bad, but take over the world in a way.
Okay.
And do you watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yes.
Okay, so I love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So kind of take over the world as if it's a spirit bomb in my hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I literally want to throw it back to God, bro.
Okay.
I want to throw it back to God. I want God to use me to bring this world back to him through my gifts. That's the ultimate goal, man. Okay. And yeah, so my advice to different musicians and stuff, as far as consistency, I would say do music. Don't do music for external things. If you're a true artist, of course, everybody has their different motives. But if you're a true artist and you really got a love for music, don't do it for the external things. Because if you do it for those things, your motivation and your career will ultimately cease. Like, if you're trying to do music for like money, power, woman, and stuff like that, like, it's not gonna be genuine. If you're gonna find yourself chasing trends and just doing like that and being on Love and Hip Hop in like 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's gonna end up. And nah, I love fake diss, man. You gotta listen to 1985 by J. Cole. That's my track.
Yeah, that's a good song, man. I actually did a review about that on my channel a while back.
Yeah, so that's a little
Beautiful
shout
album.
out to that.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, like, do it for the internal things, man. Do music because you love to do it. Every time you create, every time you produce something, you write something, every time you even listen to something, do it for the enjoyment of that activity instead of getting something out of it. We get so busy, like, okay, I'm about to go to this conference, for example. We get so busy going to a conference to achieve a goal. Like, I want to go to this conference to find a wife. I want to go to this conference to find out my plan for next year. I want to go to this conference to do this, do that, get ask God for break the rule. And of course, we got our motives, but sometimes we just gotta learn how to do something just to do it. And the name of that term is called unimpeded activity, and it's from Aristotle. Long story short, and it talks about just doing activity because you love to do it, and doing activity to gain understanding about it instead of just trying to get something from it. So I feel like that's what you should do with your music and your art. Do it because you love to do it instead of trying to receive something from it, because at the end of the day, God gonna provide for you. You gotta stay consistent. It only takes one connection. It only takes one day, and it can definitely happen. So don't do it for the money, man. Do it because you love to do it. Every time you make a beat, do it for that, and it's gonna pay off.
Okay. You know, that's amazing. You know, I think we was on the bus, you know, at their outreach. I was just saying, have some inspiration like Jay Dilla. You know, he worked really hard. You know, he produced Donuts. You know, on his deathbed, and he was very consistent, man. And I mean, he made beats every day. You said your huge inspiration was Kanye West and everything. And you know what I like about Kanye, I just want to say this real quick, is that I think it was one time him and Common's in the same area, and Kanye wanted to go to the club or whatever and just take a break. But Kanye, when he was coming up, he decided to I'm gonna stay at home for the whole summer and make beats. And he was just so consistent with his craft. I know that maybe a secular artist, but I'm just saying, like, far as that principle, that's what you have to implement. You know, me, like with YouTube, I do it because I love it. I don't care if it's nobody watching. I don't care if it's 2 or 3 people watching. I just do it because I want it, because it's gonna come. You know, you gotta love the craft. And that was beautiful what you did. You know, that's why I do this every day. So when you performed, I was very surprised. Well, I won't say surprised, but it was interesting that you brought on Estrada. And because I don't know too much about him, but I heard him. Not too many rappers talks about him. Like, so what made you, for all other people, Estrada, like, what made you bring him up?
It was interesting, bro.
Just make sure you speak up. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it was interesting, bro. Like, for one, at the time, because I made it, I'm 20 now. I made that song when I was 18 years old. And at the time, it was just for a rhyme. So the first line is, I just hit the scene like no tomorrow. Second line is, I can view the stars like Aristotle. And basically Aristotle is, I don't know the occupation, but when you look at the stars through the telescope, that's what he was. And he was a philosopher as well. Mm-hmm. And he was just really big on basically reasoning, communication, and he also was really big in astronomy and stuff like that, and looking at the sky, looking at the things going on in that area. And honestly, man, I know a little bit about Aristotle, which was about the unimpeded activity I was talking about. Mm-hmm. So that's how much I really know about him. But I honestly said that bar because a lot of us, man, and we was just talking about it in the last question, man, we kind of get, especially in our generation, man, we get trapped in this mindset of, if I don't have it like in a couple of weeks, man, 3 months, it's obviously not my thing. And you know what I'm saying? It's obviously not my thing. And
easily discouraged,
Yeah, and I know a lot of people, bro, like a lot of artists, man, like every time that they perform, they don't do it what they are, And I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of doing everything like it's your last thing. If you love to do it, every time you get the chance to do it like it's your last thing you can do. And that's why the first bars, I just hit the scene like no tomorrow. Because this scene, this opportunity, you have to hit it like no tomorrow, bro. Like, I come from a place in Chicago where sometimes we wouldn't even know if we gonna make it to tomorrow, bro. Like, I had to catch 2 buses a day in the hood, I got to school at 8 a.m. I had to go to practice. I was in the band. Sometimes, bro, I'd be walking to the crib 2 blocks from the bus stop, 2 to 3 blocks, man, at like 10 p.m., bro. Fearing for my life, like literally crutching for the run, man, fearing for my life. And honestly, man, that comes from that, just that background, bro, just literally hitting the scene like no tomorrow, because you never know. And it's not even just Chicago and gun violence. It's like, it's people dying every day, man. Like, rest in peace to Mac Miller, man. Like, it's people dying every day, man. Like, unexpectedly, you know what I mean? So, I'm saying, like, hit the scene like no tomorrow, and you're gonna be okay. And then, if you view the stars like Aristotle, and you know where you're going, you're gonna be pretty good, man. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me one second, I'm gonna charge this
all
phone
good,
up.
Doc.
Yeah, charge this phone. Yeah, man. So this is really good, man. Really good right here. Give me 1 second, charge this phone. Goodness, iPhones. So
I got a booty Android, man.
Right.
But this battery lasts 4 hours, dog. 4 hours long, man.
Man.
The cool pad.
Right.
I know better things coming from you.
Oh, thanks, man. But I want to say this too. You know, Mac Miller. Like I said, with him, he was very consistent with his music. He made a lot of music. I mean, a huge fan of him, and I respect his work. I respect what he done, man. I mean, he taught himself how to play the piano. His dad was very influential in his life. So he had both parents in his household, and maybe the fame got to him, and you can say that Ariana Grande, that kind of expedited him to get into a huge deep depression. But before he got into a relationship, if you were a Mac Miller fan, you would notice like he always talked about drugs. Like 95% of his songs was about drugs, and I used to listen to the Kids mixtape. When he came out with Party on Fifth Avenue, he had another album, what's that, Watching Movies with the Sounds Off, Good AM, then he dropped a Swimming album. So, he was very transparent. So, this dude was really good, man, and he was just very successful.
Worry, Doc, I got you.
So, yeah, I got you. Thank you, brother. And so,
you might want to scoot up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm probably scoot up, yeah.
This trying to slip out, Doc.
Probably the bug one.
You good?
Yep.
Charging?
Yep.
Alright, I'm listening.
And he was very successful. And my just thing is that, man, I just wish that, Mac would have had a good, good surrounding, around people say, hey, man, don't do this, man, teach him the gospel. I think he was Jewish, but still, he still had to apply his faith. And I just wish that, he would have had that, man, because he would have left a good impact, on his life. Seriously, he could have literally wrote a book on how to be consistent with your music. He could have, and that would have helped so many young kids. Be consistent with your music, what to do, what not to do when you have fame, if you would achieve that, or, still keep a level head when you're not achieving success, still do the music. Like, he could have, it was just, I just hate when, like, celebrities die like that. So, just getting back into you get into a positive thing. I know in Chicago, I think the drill music, that's very popular still, right? So I know, Slim Jesus and all those other people, but it's a lot of good Chicago rappers, man, so you wasn't really, obviously, you really wasn't huge influence with Chief Keef or anything, or were you like, hey, man, you just want to change the narrative for the most part?
You said I wasn't?
And I'm just asking, like, you just want to change the narrative for the most part?
I'm saying about Chief Keef, what you said?
Oh, yeah, you wasn't like, are you like a fan of Chief Keef, or are you just like listen to him every night? Okay, yeah. Because I know he was changing the rap game and that. But it's just amazing that, me and someone from the south side of Chicago, you're doing a great thing, man, and spreading your music.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and what else was I going to say? I think I had another question here.
Are you looking for that question, though, man?
Yeah.
Disclaimer on Chief Keef, man. He's the reason why I started producing beats.
Chief Keef, yeah.
Chief Keef, man. Everybody, for one, Chief Keef, he was like 16 when he started doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And, when you a kid, you know what I'm saying, you make a lot of, you speak your mind, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you really don't care, you know what I mean? But Chief Keef, I feel like he's truly talented, honestly. I feel like he's truly talented. Just how he knows how to, make the system work. He knows what's selling. Yeah. He knows how to make a beat, put the lyrics behind it, and he knows how to sell it. And honestly, Chief Keef was a big inspiration for a lot of new artists, you know? artists you see like Little Uzi, you know, Juice WRLD, he's from Chicago as well.
Okay.
Little Herb, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chief Keef helped bring a big wave of artists. 6ix9ine, Lil Pump, big wave of artists, whether you like them or not, they're here and they're topping the charts right now.
Okay.
And they all of them kind of come from Chief Keef. And I wouldn't say my artistry at all is like Chief Keef, but I've started producing from hearing Chief Keef. Like I remember I heard Finito for the first time, and it's crazy because that led into my music therapy. Major. You know the song Finito or Don't Like? You heard one of those?
Yes, yeah.
You know Don't Like, right?
Yeah, but when I heard that, I was just, I think I was like in high school. It was amazing.
Yeah, high school, bro. Don't Like came out 2012, 2011, 12.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
I heard the remix with Kanye and stuff. So that's
that was so sweet.
Yeah, so that's 2000. I'm 8th grader. You know what I'm saying? And the way Don't Like and Finito as well. Finito came out sophomore year, about 2015 type vibe. The way I saw Finito and Don't Like evoke emotion out of people was something I never seen in my life. High school, another song in modern day times, Mo Bamba. You know Mo Bamba?
Yeah.
Mo Bamba.
Yeah, Mo Bamba.
So
yeah,
songs like that, man.
Yeah.
You can literally play that song. We're in a gospel conference right now, bro. You can play Mo Bamba right now in the gospel conference, and it would be lit, man. And he's talking about, you know, misogyny, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
you know, the music, the way he delivers, the flow, the beat, Chief Keef as well, like, it evokes emotion out of people. Don't like it. You could be a real chill guy, but it make you want to turn up, bro.
It do.
Turn up. Bro.
I remember listening to, shouts out to Chief Keef on that. I remember listening to I Don't Like, getting ready for my track meet, you know, just to pump me up, man. And I came in like 2nd place, man, out of 5 people. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, man, music is very powerful, man. And like, you know, people I used to listen to, you know, Lil Durk, you know, respect to him, Lil Durk and stuff like that, Lil Reese, Chief Keef people. So yeah, man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not completely ignorant towards like the Chicago thing. So man, I respect y'all, man, for real, cause like, you know, you guys are very. It's like you guys are very talented, man. And I just what I hate about it is just that, man. It's like I said, the redlining. I just hate how it seems like, you know, the law enforcement, y'all just don't get along with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hate, man. And it's a culture, man. Like people in Chicago, man, are very talented in the entertainment industry, like Zach TV. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Zach, man. You probably know him and stuff like from there. He always interviewed cats, man, in the inner city, man, and he was consistent with his craft. But yeah. So I just want to say, you know, respect to the Chicago rap industry, man.
Respect to Chance too, man.
Oh yeah.
Very, very proud of Chance the Rapper, man.
Oh yeah, the Coloring Book album, that was good. Yeah, I know. Now, when he linked up with Jay Electronica, how you feel about that? Do you think, you know, Jay Electronica right now should like get another album started, or you?
Crazy part, man. I have to get put on to Jay. Low key, man. I know Jay for 2 things: that Coloring Book verse, and that verse on Control.
Okay.
And mad respect to Jay, man. But after Kendrick, I had to cut that song. I had to cut it off a couple of times. After the you know, 3rd time I listened to Jay lyricism on that verse, he's a pretty cool MC, man. So I got to hear more about Jay in these upcoming seasons. But you know, of course, you know, everybody should release another album. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Okay. Sure. What is your sole purpose for your music in the next generation?
So it's a quote by one of my biggest influences. His name is Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
You may have heard of him before, but he's a guitar player. And he's just an amazing influence on me, the way he knew how to make his instruments speak for him. Of course he did music, like he was an artist as well, he spoke, you know, the lyrics, but he knew how to make his guitar speak for him without even saying words sometimes. And that's what I like to do with my music, you know what I mean? But anyway, one quote that he said that impacts me to this day is, he said this, he like, when I die, I want people to play my music, be free, and know they can do whatever they want to do. And honestly, when I heard that, I was like, I honestly feel the exact same way. When I die, I want people to play my music, you know, be free, and live their life and do whatever they want to do, man. At the end of the day, of course, I want people to follow Christ
Yeah.
and believe in Christ and everything like that. That is the goal. Definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we as teachers, we can only give the message. We can't force the message on anybody. We can tell people. We can't tell people what to think about. We can tell people how to think about it. You know what I mean? We tell them how to think about it. And every chance I get from now on, you know, especially through my music, I'm gonna bring Christ into it and allow them to know that that's definitely on the surface. But I want people to be free, bro. Like, I want people to be free. And I'm not just talking about socially free or race free. Of course, I want people to be free in that area too. I'm not even talking about economically free. I'm talking about mentally free, bro. Like, I want my music to contribute to the mentally free awareness, like where a black male, bro, can just be free and not worry about being the hardest nigga in the room, bro.
Right.
You know,
Right.
where a black dude can just be real, bro, saying I'm going through something, bro. You know, where a guy or where a guy can come to a black woman, his black sister, and be like, I love you. Even a male can come to another male like, yeah, I love you, bro. Not even on no gay stuff, just saying I love you, bro. You know, just saying I love you as a person. Like, you know, we Christians and stuff like that. But if I go to that Christian Impact room, and I told somebody like, yeah, bro, I love you, a random dude, I wonder how they would respond. You know, I want to create a mentality, bro, where we can love one another as a culture, bro, and learn how to connect with one another, you know, because we are. I don't want to say we are our biggest enemy, because it's definitely forces against us, but we're definitely one of our enemies, bro. We're in the way of ourselves. We got to learn how to connect, dog. Like, we have to learn how to connect. And I want my music to allow us to just be free to connect. You know what I'm saying? Like, be free to be yourself. You know, if you're an artist, do your music. You know, express yourself. If you're a musician, if you're a dancer, express yourself. Don't be fearful. I want to end that spirit of fear, that spirit of shame through my music, because if I can do it, anybody if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? If I can be myself and realize my calling and my gift, anybody can do that, bro. Anybody. So that's my thing.
Excellent, man. Excellent. You know, what's your opinion about you know, some people like, you know, old heads and stuff like that, or people who have a negative outlook on hip hop? You know, they saying hip hop is dead and stuff like that. You know, you kids don't need to be doing all this music. I mean, what would you say to that? I'm sorry. What would you say to that? You know, like, how would you feel about that? Or you think that's? I guess you say everybody's entitled to their opinion. So, but you know, music is our culture, though. You know, and I do believe that the only thing I really hate is that we need to control our own music, you know, our copyrights for our music.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got people like the so-called Jews that owns the company, and they just manipulating these artists to talk about negative music. You know, and my thing is, I don't know if you want to share this, but are you planning to be signed, or you want to remain independent, or you want to just like, hey, if a record label comes to you like, hey man, you know, I want you to, you know, I'll give you some millions of dollars. Well, you said money's not your motivation, but would you rather be, you know, just independent, you know, work your way up and?
Man, shout out to Chance.
First
of all, for even giving that option. A better look, man. Because Chance went independent and he's changing the game right now. So shout out to Chance for that. That's a good question though, man. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, man. I'm honestly gonna let God direct me on that, because, you know, money is not good or bad. People make it good or bad, you know. And if I have the opportunity to get funded, I would love to get funded. You know what I'm saying? I would love people to give back to me and everything, because I can use that money for my family, for my community, all types of stuff.
Okay.
For my, you know, buy me a couple fish. You know what I'm saying? All types of stuff. So that's a good question, man. But it's like you said, man, as far as these rappers, man, I want y'all to know it's bigger than just what the rappers write on paper, man. It's way bigger than that, bro. Like, there's people behind these rappers' ears telling them to create stuff, be this certain type of way, you know. And it's that money that get you, man. I heard on one quote, 3 of man's biggest trappings is money, power, and woman, dog.
Yeah.
Money, power, and women,
Yes.
man. And it can make you do stuff that you not even that you know good and well you ain't supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And I love my black women. I love all women. You know what I'm saying? But that's just as a common man, that's what we go through. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
We put
yeah,
on
I
fits, you
understand.
know.
Yeah.
I got this fake tight shirt on. You know,
Right.
we do our thing. So that's
Yeah.
real. That has to be addressed. But you know, that's a really good question, bro. Because I'm just gonna use my discernment on that one.
Okay.
You know, but as
Yeah,
far as the old
respect.
heads though,
Yeah.
I tell them two things. One, I tell them to listen to my music before they say that. Cause I just came out this shit.
Because I was, don't get me wrong, I was getting kind of discouraged a little bit of the
Okay.
hip hop music. Because I was just
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah.
and no disrespect when people say, let me listen to your music. I'm like, man, y'all keep talking about the same stuff. Like, shouts out to Detroit from here. You know, some Detroit rappers, man, they talking about, you know, the money, clothes, women, you know, having sex with these women and degrading them. I'm like, you know, I mean, it's cool, but it's just.
It's what's in.
Yeah, it's just, it's oversaturated. I'm starting to give up. Like, man, all these people just y'all keep talking about the same stuff. But when it blew my mind coming to this conference and hearing like I don't want to mispronounce his name. My boy Caitlin, you know, Prophet, man, he did a great job.
Caitlin, yeah,
And
for sure.
I mean, he no cussing. No cussing. It was still inspirational, still good. I was
Still
dancing
groovy,
in my
yeah.
hotel room, eating Domino's, listening to his music.
That's cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout
I
out
mean,
Caitlin.
and I was like, no cussing. And with you, I'm like, wow, no cussing, educating. I'm not expecting an artist to educate me. I mean, I can do it on my own and read, you know, but
For sure.
I'm just saying, like, it's so, when you hear something over and over and over again, it registers in your subconscious mind. That's powerful.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 100 years from now, if Apple Music's still a lot, but I mean, I can still play your music. People still play Michael Jackson. People still play. I still bump Mac Miller. He dead. He made, you know. I mean, I still bump artists, man. You know, people still bump Nat King Cole. People still back. You know, Aretha Franklin. I mean, music is a very powerful thing, man. And people like, wow. Like when I was most importantly, and I'm gonna wrap this up. When I was driving here, I actually took my boy Mike's house. Shouts to him. I was listening to Section 80. Hold Up. I was listening to, you know, F Your Ethnicity, High Power, and I was just like, he made that in 2011.
Right.
And I was just so.
Somebody behind you, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I was just so happy. You know, listen to that, man. Put me in tears. So I just want to say that's like, you know, music is an extremely powerful thing.
sure.
But so with you, man, you know, we can end this, man. Where can they find you, man, on social media or anything?
Sure. I'll say one more thing to the old heads too, because I said two things.
Yeah, no
Number one
problem.
is listen to my music, and for number two, man, give it a chance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gave you a chance
Yeah.
with anything, rather you make carpets, shoot, or rap. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, man, honestly, let's say this, man. Eminem, they ain't like his music in 1999. Hey, when Rakim come out? Late 80s?
Probably, yeah.
They
Eric
ain't like
B.
it.
and Rakim,
They
yeah.
ain't like it then. Nas, one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like it then, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, James Brown,
Mm-hmm.
1960s.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, cut all that jiving out. What you doing?
Right.
Michael Jackson, same thing. Cut all that dancing out. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Elvis Presley, shaking his hips. They didn't like that gyrating. Them old folks like, cut all that out. You know what I'm saying? Spirituals, even back then. James Hall, Dr. Watts, bro. Dr. Watts singing hymns in 1700 something with the old AME church with Richard Allen. They didn't like that back then. They used to do spirituals. You know, no hooping. You know, when people like, you know, doing all that. They used to sing straight forward. People started coming in hooping all the way in 1800 something. They didn't like it then. You keep going through history, Doc, and I be talking about it right now. We talking about all those people right now. They all influencers right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we going through that right now too, man. You know, time is the ultimate learning. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was weak rappers in 1990.
Oh, yeah.
I know a hell of a lot of weak rappers in 1990. Just like it's a hell of a lot of weak rappers right now. But it was gems in 1990, just like it's gems out here right now. You know, shout out my boy J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I would say to them. But anyway, though, Doc, as far as my music, man, my artist name is Tone Up. Tone space UP. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. And I'm on YouTube. All right? And I just released a single not too long ago. It's called Stop Flexing, comma, the D word. We in the gospel conference, so I ain't gonna say the D word.
Right.
But Stop Flexing, comma, the D word. And yeah, and then quick info on that. on that tape. So you know the word flex, right?
Yes.
You know, so we use it
Showing off, yeah.
as a term of empowerment. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of times, you know, when I say nice jacket, nice blue jacket, you flexing, bro. You looking good. You flex. In that song, though, I'm using it as a derogatory term. And basically, flex is being used in the sense of we sometimes get caught up in the blue jacket. We sometimes get caught up in the long sleeve shirt and the chain. You know what I'm saying? The earrings. We get caught up in it. And one of the lines in the songs is, "Are you going to change the world, or you know what? I'm gonna perform a first little bit of it for you right now.
All right, yeah, let's go,
First
man.
little acapella. That's it, though.
Cool,
You
cool.
know,
Let's
not the
go.
whole song, but the first part of the song will go like this. All right, I'm gonna curse a little bit, but I'm saved.
Do you think?
Alright. People always tweaking on my line, saying they gon' change it, but I swear it's never fine. Let me take it from the top. I messed up.
All right.
People always tweaking on my line, saying they gon' change it, but I swear it's never time. And we just smoking dope just like it's fine. Money going up, but my niggas on the climb. While we act like we never see the signs. Like our people ain't in jail when half of them commit the crimes. So I'ma spit this shit straight to your chest. Are we gonna change the world, or we gonna sit back and relax and flex, 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 yeah, flex, 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 flex. On my nigga right to my nigga left. Flex, 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 and flex, flex. Are you gonna change the world, or you gonna sit back and relax and flex? So that's what it's about, man.
Okay,
like,
okay.
you're not getting, stop getting caught up in this materialistic swag that's non-existent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That really don't matter at the end of the day, man. And learn how to communicate and change the world for the better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what that's about. So yeah, you got my info and everything,
Yeah.
man. I plan on releasing a new project in late January, dog.
Late January, nice.
January.
Check that out. Okay.
Yeah, I already got one project out already. Came out in July.
Mhm.
It's called Vibes, and I released it with my homie Check and Fred too. This was over the summer.
Okay.
And this was my first EP in July. So like I said, TONE space UP on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube. And I'll be right there, dog. So,
All right, man. Well, there you have it, man. Mr. Antonio here, man, from the South Side Chicago, man. Shouts out to the rappers, upcoming rappers, man, Chicago area,
go,
man.
let's go.
Continue to do your thing, man. I appreciate you taking time to do this interview, man. I don't know if you want to do a freestyle or anything.
freestyle.
You don't have to, man, but
I usually do it with a beat, but I'll flow real quick. So
okay. And wish I had a beat, but yeah.
It's all good. Look, don't have a beat. But that's why I say about my niggas' heart who moving on retreat. See, when I speak, I tell these people to be quiet so that flow won't be obsolete. I delete the demons that try to control my mind, my body and my feet. I cut the shackles off, break the chains, slavery. But it try to come back post-slavery, modern history. Act like we don't get it. We spit it, and we coming in. Understand it, man, we with it. Remember your worth. Remember who you are, that's true. Remember where you come from. Understand what you do. See, I'm a rapper from Chicago, and that's where I'm finna go. I'm finna go to the store, but I gotta watch my shoulder for some more people that's trying to get me for 1-0 and might wanna take my bro away. But that's all I can say in the never-ending cycle of people that go Desiree and dismay and disappear and don't got nothing to say. See, when my brother died, we look on the news and we ask why, but then we go the next day, tears done, and then we want to fry the people that's crying. I don't want to be silent. Speak to yourself, know your worth. Stop the violence, see. I hit the scene like no tomorrow, but no tomorrow is today, because it's 12 a.m. and all I gotta say is be yourself, stay true, and always pray, man. We out.
Good. All right, man. There you have it. All right.
Let's go.